Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the complexity to give you the clear, actionable insights you need. Today, we're plunging into a topic that quite literally touches every corner of the globe and, whether you realize it or not, profoundly impacts your daily life. The incredible, often chaotic journey of goods around the world. You know that feeling, right? That mix of excitement and, let's be honest, sheer frustration when you're tracking an online order. Maybe it's a new gadget, furniture, that obscure book you finally found. You're hitting refresh, checking the tracking page again and again, wondering, where is it really? Is it still sitting in the factory? Has it actually gotten on the truck? Or is it just stuck somewhere, in some port gathering dust? For way too long, tracking a shipment has felt less like you're informed and more like you're playing this huge game of pass the parcel, but with a blindfold firmly strapped on. Nobody truly knows exactly what's happening, where that package is, or who's even got their hands on it at any given moment. It's a massive logistical guessing game, ripe for delays, mix-ups, even fraud. But here's where it gets really interesting. There's a revolutionary solution that's not just taking off that blindfold. It's actually lighting up the entire journey. We're talking about blockchain technology. So our mission for this deep dive is to clearly, simply understand how blockchain is making freight shipping transparent, secure, and way more efficient. Okay, let's unpack this.
It's fascinating, isn't it? What's fascinating here is just how colossal and intricately woven this whole pass the parcel game actually is. When we talk about freight, we're looking far beyond just your latest online shopping, though that's part of it, sure. We mean moving really big stuff like cars, huge amounts of furniture, all the groceries in the supermarket, phones, critical medical supplies, and yes, even those toys you mentioned. And all of this travels using this immense network of ships, planes, trains, and trucks crossing continents, oceans. It's global. And this isn't a small operation, not by a long shot. Thousands, probably tens of thousands of people are involved in this complex, often quite opaque global dance. You've got factory workers making this stuff, logistics people planning the routes, truck drivers covering huge distances, customs agents dealing with border checks, warehouse managers. The list goes on. With so many hands involved, so many potential points where things can go wrong, and all these different systems trying to talk to each other. Well, transparency and security aren't just nice to have, they're absolutely crucial. Non-negotiable, really, if you want global commerce to flow smoothly and reliably.
That complexity is, well, it's staggering. And when you think about that many moving parts, it's easy to see how things go wrong. But for something like blockchain, which sounds so transformative, often the biggest challenge isn't just the tech, it's understanding the concept. So beyond the buzzwords, what is blockchain? Can we simplify it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's surprisingly elegant, actually, despite all the technical jargon you sometimes hear. Think of it like a kind of magic notebook, a special one where every single important event about a shipment gets written down permanently. Or another way to think about it, imagine a big tower built from Lego blocks. Each Lego block holds specific information, like who said the shipment, who received it next, its GPS location, maybe even the temperature inside the container, and a precise timestamp. Oh. So a block might say something like, Parcel F Factory A at 9:08 a.m., digitally signed by driver Bob. Simple as that. Now, the chain part is key. Each new Lego block doesn't just sit there. It perfectly snaps onto the previous one. Click. Creating this strong, unbroken chronological record. The sequence matters. But here's the real magic, the bit that gives it security and trustworthiness. This chain isn't kept in just one notebook or on one single computer. No, identical copies of this entire, always growing chain exist at the same time on thousands, maybe tens of thousands of computers all over the world. This distributed nature is incredibly powerful. Think about traditional records, maybe they're in one building. A fire, a hack, boom, they could be gone or altered. But with blockchain, even if, say, 100 computers go offline or someone tries to tamper with their copy, the vast majority of the network still has the correct original version. It makes it almost impossible to corrupt the whole system unless you somehow control thousands of computers at once.
Right, so it's not just storing copies everywhere. It's like they all have to agree on what's true. It's based on consensus.
Exactly. Consensus is the word. And once a block is added to that chain, it can never, ever be erased or changed. It's set in digital code, cryptographically sealed, you could say. This makes it mathematically impossible to go back and change an old block without invalidating every single block that came after it. It's not just a strong lock, it's like a chain, where changing one link visibly breaks the whole thing, and everyone on the network sees that break instantly. So fundamentally, it's a shared, tamper-proof digital ledger that tracks every step of a shipment's journey with, well, unprecedented integrity.
Okay, that makes incredible sense for tracking things accurately. But let's jump back for a second to that frustrating blindfolded game we started with. playing past the parcel with all that uncertainty. What happens when things inevitably go wrong in the traditional system? It's not just annoying for us waiting for a package, it's genuinely risky when you're dealing with high value stuff or critical goods, isn't it? I remember ordering this very specific antique map once. It just vanished. Tracking just said in transit for weeks and weeks. If blockchain had been around then, maybe I'd know if it ended up in someone's basement or got shipped to, I don't know, Timbuktu by mistake.
And that story, your map story, perfectly highlights why transparency and security aren't just buzzwords. They're fundamental requirements. They directly impact businesses, consumers, everyone. Transparency in this context means everyone involved, from the factory floor to the customs office to the final retailer, can see exactly what's happening with the shipment in real time. No hidden steps, no black boxes where things can just disappear or get messed with. And security means no one can lie about what happened, or steal cargo, or fiddle with the records without getting caught instantly. Let me give you a concrete example. Imagine a container full of medicine, high-value, critical stuff. If that goes missing using traditional methods, it could take days, maybe weeks to figure out where it was lost in that huge network. That's not just a financial loss, it could be a public health issue, a huge hit to trust. But with blockchain, because of that shared unchangeable ledger, you can trace its last known verified location almost instantly. The search goes from weeks down to minutes. This raises an important question. How exactly does blockchain make such a difference in practice?
Yeah, that's the perfect question because understanding the how really brings it all home, doesn't it? We've talked theory, we've used the magic notebook and Lego analogies, but now let's get into the practical, tangible ways blockchain is actually fixing these big problems in freight. So, what does this all mean for how things actually move around the world? And more importantly, what does it mean for us as consumers and for businesses?
It boils down to 5 key transformations that are really changing the game. First up, end-to-end tracking, no more blind spots. Blockchain gives you this unbreakable, continuous record, right from the moment raw materials enter the supply chain, through manufacturing, packing, all the way to the final delivery. Think about the details. Who packed it? When and where did it leave the warehouse? Who signed for it at the port? Is it held up in customs right now? When exactly was it delivered and who signed for it? All this info is captured, verified, and transparently available. It's like having a GPS tracker and a constantly updated camper-proof logbook for every single package. And everyone involved, the manufacturer, the shipper, the carrier, customs, the retailer, they all see the same verified information feed. Imagine knowing precisely where your package is, not just some vague in transit, but seeing every single step with proof. It cuts down uncertainty hugely and lets people manage problems before they escalate. Second, and this is massive for businesses, tamper-proof digital records. Because the blockchain records can't be changed or deleted once they're in, it fundamentally changes the risk involved in every transaction. This isn't just about stopping simple fraud. It means no more fake documents, no more lost paperwork slowing everything down, no secret edits or dodgy deals happening behind the scenes, because any attempt to change a record would be flagged immediately by the whole network. This builds a whole new layer of trust, immutable trust between different companies that might not even know each other well. Insurers might offer better rates because the risk is lower. Audits become real-time possibilities. It means full accountability. If someone tries to steal cargo or swap it out, the blockchain basically tells on them straight away because the record of what should be there won't match.
Wow, yeah, that's a huge leap from old paper trails that could be, lost or even deliberately changed so easily.
Absolutely. And third, we get smart contracts. Think of them like robots that follow the rules. These aren't just digital versions of paper agreements. They're programmatic, automatic agreements built right into the blockchain itself. You know how a traditional contract has lots of if this happens, then that happens clauses. Smart contracts automate those rules directly on the blockchain. For instance, a smart contract could be set up to release payment automatically. The moment sensors confirmed, the cargo arrived at its destination within the right temperature range. No waiting for invoices. Or it could automatically ping customs the second a container lands at the port, making sure all the digital paperwork is ready. Or tell a warehouse to prep for delivery the instant to ship docks. These smart contracts drastically cut delays by removing manual steps, prevent human errors by enforcing the rules automatically, and just obliterate the mountains of paperwork and the headaches that come with them. They take out the guesswork and human error. Fourth transformation, faster dispute resolution. Think about all the arguments, the he said, she said, the long, expensive investigations that happen in logistics when something goes wrong. It's a nightmare. With blockchain, every single action, every handover, every timestamp, every sensor reading is recorded and verifiable on that unchangeable ledger. There's simply no room for doubt or disagreement about what actually happened and when. This completely shifts the burden. Instead of lengthy investigations and potential lawsuits, you get instant data-driven facts. It means disputes get settled way faster, sometimes practically instantly. This speeds up the whole supply chain and frees up money that would otherwise be stuck in limbo during a dispute. And finally, number 5, something really important today, supporting sustainability and ethical sourcing. Today, consumers like you, like me, increasingly want to know if the products we buy are made ethically, if they're environmentally friendly. It matters more and more. Well, blockchain offers an unprecedented way to provide verifiable proof for this. It can meticulously track and prove where raw materials came from, exactly how products were made, maybe even if energy targets were met during production, or if workers were treated fairly along the way. This isn't just about feeling good. This kind of provable transparency builds huge trust in a brand, helps companies meet tougher regulations, and genuinely supports greener, more ethical supply chains worldwide. It's becoming a real competitive advantage.
Okay, this all sounds incredibly powerful, truly game-changing, in theory. But for a lot of people listening, the question might still be nagging. Is this just tech hype, just a theoretical idea, or is it actually happening? Are companies using this right now? Is blockchain in freight making a real difference today?
Oh, absolutely, yes. It's definitely not just theory anymore. It's actively being rolled out and it's transforming the industry as we speak. A really great example is the partnership between Maersk, one of the world's biggest shipping companies, and IBM. Together, they built TradeLens as a blockchain platform designed specifically for the global supply chain world. And the results, they've been genuinely impressive, very concrete. TradeLens has cut paperwork by up to 50%. Imagine the savings in time, resources, paper. It significantly sped up customs clearance that's always been a huge bottleneck, costing companies fortunes in delays and fees. And it's provided much, much better real-time visibility across more than 200 ports and terminals around the globe. So this isn't just an idea. It's a working system that saved millions of dollars and made deliveries faster on a massive scale. It clearly shows blockchain isn't just an academic exercise. It's working now, it's delivering value, and it's changing how the industry operates. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, well, the impact of these real-world uses is enormous, not just for giants like Maersk, but it sets a whole new standard for everyone else too.
That Maersk example really drives it home. It's definitely not just theory anymore. So, pulling back then, if this is already happening, what are the wider implications? What does this shift really mean for us, for our daily lives, for businesses, large and small, and for the whole global economy? What does it mean for you listening right now, whether you're just waiting for that package or maybe you work somewhere in these huge supply chains?
Well, for the future of freight, and really for everyone it touches, the benefits are pretty fundamental and far-reaching. We're looking at significantly less theft and fraud right across the board, thanks to that tamper-proof record. That translates to lower insurance costs, better security for valuable goods. This directly leads to more efficient, faster deliveries. Good for businesses cutting inventory costs, good for us getting our stuff quicker and more reliably. We're also seeing the real development of greener, more ethical supply chains, pushed forward by the kind of verifiable transparency only blockchain can really offer. That builds brand loyalty, helps meet regulations. And ultimately, all of this should contribute to lower costs overall, for everyone, from the maker to the buyer. And it fosters much greater trust between countries and companies that depend on these complex global networks. Look, blockchain isn't just another tech trend passing through. It feels like it's fundamentally rebuilding the plumbing of how the world moves things. It's creating a much more robust, trustworthy, and efficient backbone for global commerce. A real systemic upgrade, making trade more resilient, more reliable.
What an incredible journey we've been on today. We've seen how blockchain is essentially giving everyone involved in freight the tools for truth and efficiency, finally taking off that blindfold of uncertainty. It really is like building that digital Lego tower that everyone trusts, brick by verifiable brick, making that global game of pass the parcel clearer, safer, and definitely faster for all of us.
Exactly. And that clarity, that trust, that efficiency, they are undeniable game changers. So if you work in logistics, manufacturing, retail, or even if you just buy things online regularly, I'd leave you with a few questions to think about. Can I track every shipment I care about in real time with complete, undeniable accuracy? Can I really prove where my goods came from every single step, maybe right back to the raw materials? Do I fully trust the data I'm seeing about my supply chain, knowing it absolutely cannot be tampered with? Huh. If the answer to any of those is no, or even maybe not, well, it might be time to seriously look into the potential of blockchain. Get ready to join this exciting revolution that's transforming freight transparency and security. Because honestly, it's not just coming, it's already here. And it's only going to become more central to how our world works.